Houston. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Chattin' with Chelsea. She's Daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
Come back to me. Hey, besties. Welcome to another episode of Chattin' with Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. All right, my absolute favorite poet and author, Maya Angelou, once said, if you can't change it, change your attitude. And I will be honest, I need an attitude adjustment today because I don't want to work out. I don't, but I'm going to because Planet Fitness is already here. They're going to give us some exercises, but also some tips to help get our minds right when we really don't want to do it. And it'll help us push through those workouts, those tough exercises. And yeah, we're definitely going to use those tips today. Okay, so maybe you're pushing for change in your body, but there's some changes that life deals us that, you know, we don't expect. They could hit us like an 18-wheeler, and there's not a TV attorney to help us out, get us a big fat check and some time off of work. So what do? Well, Pastor Keion Henderson is here to help with that one. He's the founder and CEO of the Lighthouse Church and Ministries, one of the fastest growing churches headquartered right here in Houston. He just relaunched his book, The Shift. It's a transformational guide to help readers embrace life's challenges and navigate change with confidence and purpose. Okay, so Pastor Keion.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for coming back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We can call you a show bestie now.
Yeah.
That's what you've been here. This is your second time around.
And I liked your intro today.
Yeah,
Top
you like
tier.
that? Okay.
Top tier.
Definitely a show bestie. All right, so you were just here, I believe, back in September, and you launched your book,
Lazy Love.
Lazy Love then. A lot of us, it takes us a while to read some books. So you're relaunching this one. But tell us why. Why are you doing a relaunch?
Well, you know, this book, it's been my most successful book. And I think, not because I'm the author, because I think that we're in a world that is constantly shifting. And everybody's trying to figure out where their footing is in this ever-evolving world. And so when I wrote it, we were talking about moving courageously from season to season. When I rewrote it and I put it here on the back, now we're talking about moving from what was to what is. And, you know, it doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is. It doesn't matter what your color, creed, gender. We're all going through a shift. It's happening right before our eyes. And this book, I believe, is a self-help guide, if you will, to help you to get to where you are to where you want to be.
Nice. And you actually added some chapters.
Yeah, I added 3 chapters.
Okay.
And so when we were talking with the publishers, and they were talking, by the way, this is yours.
Oh,
I
well,
signed that
thank
for you. I'm holding on your books, and I will walk right out of here with it. That's yours.
Oh, no, I would have snatched it. I said, give me that copy.
Your name is ended in everything.
Yeah, well, thank you so much.
But so when I wrote it, initially, it was all about a knee injury. Okay, I literally wrote this book off of a knee injury playing basketball. So, quick story, I've been a preacher since I was 14 years old. I've been a pastor since I was 21.
Okay.
I played Division I college basketball at the same time I pastored a church. I actually started a church in college.
Okay.
Craziest thing in the
yeah,
world.
That's, don't hear that a lot.
You want to hear what's funny? I was 21. All of my members, the average age was 70.
Okay.
So
They were actually listening to the young bucks.
I don't know. I think they slept through most of the sermons.
Okay.
But started at church and it grew to 600 while I was in college. And so I had an opportunity to either pursue basketball or pursue ministry. My thought was I was going to pursue basketball. And so I had a meeting with my coach one day, and he said, you know, you got some scouts here. They want to see you play. You got to play well. I made up my mind that day that I was going to put this preaching thing on the shelf, and I was going all the way into sports. That was a 4 o'clock decision. By 8 o'clock that evening, I was on a stretcher on my way to the hospital because I tore every ligament in my left knee in that basketball game that I made a decision to walk away from ministry and pursue sports. So when you tear your ACL, the knee shifts. And I thought about the book that moment that sometimes you have to have a shift in the thing that you depend on to have a shift in the thing that actually makes life work. So he shifted my knee. to shift my mind. And I got my act together real quick. I said, okay, God, whatever you want me to do, I'm going to do it. And so that's why I wrote the book.
It was very clear in your life where you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you share a lot of, challenges that you've overcome in life and unexpected changes. Like you thought you were going to lead another church. How long did it take when these things did not work out, especially that in that case? How long did it take for you to see that wasn't meant to be? Because I'm sure you're just caught up in the disappointment at that time.
But you're right. I rehabbed and I went right back and tried it again. It took me a couple years to really realize that this was a real shift in my life. And the first chapter is called Death, Divorce, and Daddy Issues, because I also subsequently got married and divorced earlier in life. I lost a marriage and my father within a short span of time. So you think about losing your dream, you lose a marriage, and I have a child as a result of that marriage. I was losing it. I can't even surmise what losing it meant. So it took me a while. But I am a man of faith, and I say that respectfully. I'm a man of deep faith, so I had something to fall back on. I wrote that book for people who didn't spend three years in a theological seminary like I did. I wrote that book for people who didn't go and get a master's degree, or just people who are just trying to live, right? Yeah. And so I tried to summarize all of the tools and lessons that I learned in my life and put it in a concise guide that chapter by chapter you can borrow my experience so that you can get to your destiny a little quicker.
All right, really good lessons in here. We're going to get more into those D's you mentioned.
Yeah.
Take a quick commercial break, and guys, we'll be right back. Don't miss this. We're back with Pastor Keion Henderson discussing his re-release of his book, The Shift. You say that problems cannot be solved with the same mindset that created them, which is a hard pill to swallow, I will say, because a lot of the things that we deal with oftentimes can be because of our own bad decisions, we'll say. So how do you shift the mindset from, I did this and self-blaming to moving forward?
Yeah, I believe you said it very concise. Like, you can't see the current mindset that you have caused the current problem that you have. So then you can't use that same mindset to solve it. You have to borrow other people's mindset to solve your problems, right? So people go through life. You get mentors. You find people who have wisdom, whether it's a grandmother or whether it's a sage or somebody that you can watch online. You borrow the mindset until you can own the mindset. And that's how you get to the next place. I think it's difficult more now because we have so much information.
So much.
We've got so much information coming at us, which is one of the first new chapters that I added called The Digital Divide. The internet has created this vitriolic society in and of itself, and outrage has become a business, and everybody jumps on the bandwagon, and we beat people up publicly over and over again. And I think this is dangerous, because if we assassinate all of our leaders, who will lead us in the next reiteration of a shift? Well, we have to protect one another. I grew up in a world where you dealt with issues privately. And then when you came out publicly, you were unified, which leads to the next chapter, desensitization. I mean, we're seeing so many things now that we're no longer, and I'll borrow the same word, outraged by things that used to outrage us.
Absolutely.
Seeing people being shot on the internet, and you literally see planes crashing. There were no cameras that showed us all of this stuff that was happening, and it wasn't that none of these things were happening. Right. It's that we didn't see it, and so we've been desensitized. But then the last chapter I add is, but we still got to go on this discovery phase. We've all got to find out, what was I born for? What was I created for? And what am I going to do with the gifts and the talents that I have? I can't be you. You can't be me. And I tell people all the time, the best way to succeed in your life is to be yourself, because everybody else is taken.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That's a good words to live by.
Yeah.
I want to throw out another D there, because right before I started reading your book, I ran across a post from a friend whose wife had died, leaving him with their 2-year-old. Death. It is really tough to shift the mind after something like that, but you do talk about it. What would you say is the first step in trying to, find a new path and continue to move.
Yeah, I think you have to give yourself permission to not be okay. Everybody's always in such a hurry to be okay. But in order to be okay, you have to first admit that you are not okay. Yeah. You have to admit it. And then you find those folks in your life who can support that not okayness, right? I know that's not a word, but you've got to have somebody that you can come to and say, I'm not okay today. And you need that person to reflect and say, it's okay if you're not okay. Now, once you identify that you're not okay, then you have to go on the self-help journey, whether, again, books, counseling, therapists, working out. That's a good place to start. Anything you can do to get your mind off of the trauma so that you can strengthen it enough so that when you revisit the trauma gets a stronger mind. You slowly get better. And my mantra is you just get 1% better every day. You don't have to wake up and be a super dad. You don't have to wake up and be a super mom. You don't have to wake up and be a super CEO. You just get better 1% every day, and you'll be surprised at how far you are down the journey 3, 6, 9 months from now. Just got to give yourself time.
Yeah, and allow yourself to get that help, whatever you need.
Absolutely.
What do you hope people get from this book who may have read the other version before or follow you? We're always inspired by your posts and all that, but is there something in particular you're hoping they get this second time around?
Absolutely. I want your life to reflect the book. The book changed, and so should you. Right? You don't have to show up as the same version of yourself in every season. It's courageously moving from season to season. When I wrote the book, I wrote it and it was released. The first book was released the day COVID-19 hit Houston, Texas.
Oh, wow.
I believe it was March 24th, 2020, if I have the date right. I'm writing this book now. We're not talking about a disease. We're talking about artificial intelligence. It's another shift. And AI helped to solve the disease that was killing people all around the world. The world is shifting. Diseases mutate, and so must people. We have to change in an ever-evolving world if we're going to stay relevant.
You also talk about making small decisions that will help with those shifts. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think that waiting to make big decisions makes hope deferred, right? I think that you have to be okay making small decisions, making small increases, whether you're trying to make a shift in your finances. You're not going to go from being in debt to being a millionaire by 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you pay off one debt, right? And then you snowball it and you pay off another. You have to be okay with incremental growth because psychologically you need some wins in order to go after the big catch, right? So just give yourself some small goals. You're going to be talking about working out here in a minute with the Planet Fitness folks. They're going to tell you, you don't start off bench pressing 215. You may have to start off with the bar. You may have to start off with body weight, but breaking the muscle down, allowing it to repair itself, feeding the muscle properly, then you can increase the weight. And you do that incrementally over time, and before you know it, you reach your goal. It's the same way with every other thing in life. Small decisions lead to big outcomes.
Okay, Pastor Keion, you sound like you need to be training me too over here.
I think they're better at it. They can train the body, I'll train the mind. And when you got both of those working, you're going to be unstoppable. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. So you got something else coming up too, right?
Oh my God, we're hoping to shift Houston.
Okay.
We have a conference called Cry Out Con. You can go to cryoutcon.com and register today. We're hosting it here in Houston, Texas, May 1st through the 3rd at the George R. Brown Convention Center. And we've got everybody you can think of. We've got spiritual leaders like Pastor John Hanna and Pastor Samuel Rodriguez. We've got comedians like DC Youngfly.
Okay.
I mean, we got everything in between. We've got music artists that we're going to be doing some press releases on. Yours truly, I'll be there speaking. We're going to take care of relationships. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about mental health. It's a one-stop shop
Okay.
If you're looking to shift your life, I think we can help you in 2.5 days.
And you don't need to be in Houston to come.
Oh my God, people are flying from all over the world. They're coming from Africa, they're coming from Europe. So people are going to be coming from all over the place. It's going to be a great time.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you for helping us shift our mindset today.
Thank you so much.
All right, I got to get ready to shift this body.
My bestie.
My bestie, yes. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with Planet Fitness on getting your mind right. Welcome back, and I still don't want to work out, but we've got Nick Black here, head trainer over at Planet Fitness, and my work bestie Jen to help me out, to help me shift my mindset with this.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Yes, yes, appreciate you, girl. Okay, so Nick, you actually also play football.
Absolutely.
So I know you deal with this all the time. A lot of us just, like, we have those days where we don't want to show up. So what do you tell yourself to make sure you get out there?
So me personally, what I tell myself is whenever I really don't feel like working out, and even though I'm a trainer, it's kind of like often because I work out in the mornings. But I tell myself, like, either I'm going to do it or I'm never going to do it. And the worst thing I can do is never do something that's important to me. So we got to get it done one way or another, whether it's I do it at my house or at the gym. Got to get something in at the end of the day.
Okay, because it is important. That's a good point. Important point. Okay, so you got some exercises to show us today that'll really make a difference in our bodies.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. What's the first one you got?
So I got something that's called a cool little power squat. Real simple, real simple movement. So what you do, you put your feet about hip width apart, right?
Okay.
Point yourself slightly forward. That way you don't got no pressure on your knees. And that like you're about to sit in a chair. You have your hands right here or right here. Either or. If you want to flex on them right quick.
Okay,
do it.
we're going to do this one now.
But go ahead, go right here.
Safety. Yes.
And just go straight down and go straight back up.
Okay.
Usually I tell people to do this about 10 times in a row. When it start getting tough, don't think about the toughness. Just tell yourself off the rip, I'm strong enough to do this. This pain ain't nothing.
Okay, I'm strong enough to do this. This pain ain't nothing.
This pain ain't nothing.
Okay, Jen, your turn.
I'm powerful.
Okay.
Powerful, there we go.
Oh, that's a good mantra.
I like that.
Yes.
I'm a warrior.
Yes.
That's what my guy T at the Planet Fitness that I work at. My guy T says all the time, we warriors.
We're warriors. I like that. Is a
Warriors, yes, ma'am.
good one to keep in mind.
There
Do
we
you
go.
also like keep good music to keep your mind right too?
Absolutely, and you know, the music I listen to, I will not mention because it's nothing compared to what people listen to nowadays.
Hardcore.
It's hardcore. It's
Get you
hardcore,
ready.
most definitely. But you know, some ladies that listen to like dance music and stuff like that. You know, dance music gives happy vibes. Happy vibes lead to a good little workout. Let's get 2 more of these in.
Okay. Now I know this is working the glutes.
This feels good though.
Yeah? Get
Yeah.
a good little stretch in the
Yeah,
glutes.
I needed it.
Get them quads a good little burn. And that is a power squat for you.
Nice. Okay,
One
so
of the
we can
most popular
really,
movements.
because it's working so many different muscles, that's how you see a big difference doing that regularly.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Especially in the lower body areas, like your hip flexors and like your glutes and quads. That's the main ones they work out.
Okay, all
And
right.
knees.
That was
And the
good.
knees, yeah.
Okay, what else you got for us?
What else you got? You might hate this. This is the plank hold.
I like you
The
starting
plank.
off like this. You might hate it.
You might hate this, but it's super good for core stability and whatnot.
Okay.
So what you do, we get down on the floor right here,
Get on down.
and we're gonna be on our elbows like this.
You see me just looking
Come on,
right now.
Jen.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm doing it when you do it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm in it. Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Make sure your hips are not too high
Okay.
or too low.
How do we know they're not too high or too low?
If they're too high, you don't feel anything but pressure in your shoulders.
Okay,
If
all
they're
right.
too low, you feel your core, your whole core feel like it's getting stretched more than it's getting worked. Right?
Oh, my core feels like it's getting worse.
Yeah, I feel
Now-
it too.
What some people like to do that's easy for them, they like to just drop to the side, get some movement going.
Okay, that actually makes it easier.
I wouldn't say it makes it easier, but it definitely gets their mind off of the the
Okay.
whole static hold of the core.
Oh, all
You
right.
pretty much hold this for till you get like 5 each side. Or some
Okay.
people can just hold it for a minute or 30 seconds, up to you.
Okay, I need another mantra because
Need
this is
another
getting
mantra?
hard.
Come on, I got you. So another mantra is I'm gonna show up for myself every single day.
Whew.
Showing for myself every
We
single
ain't
day.
showing up for
Gonna
nobody
show-
else but
Yes.
yourself.
Okay,
You ain't proving nothing to nobody but yourself.
I like that. I'm gonna show up for myself every single day. Hasn't been a minute yet.
No, but you know what?
Is
Give
it
me about
over?
10 more seconds.
10 more
10,
seconds.
9,
Okay.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh,
Come Come on.
All right. Huh. Okay, and then we have to get back up is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looked
All
like.
right, Jen, you need some help? Or I can use some help. Okay.
You got it?
That
There
was
we go.
good. All right.
There
Okay.
we go.
Good looking out for the core and the knees and all that. What else are we working today?
Now, the last thing we're going to do is a simple little lunge, because we're already on the floor. I don't want us to put it on the floor too long, you know.
Okay. All
So we're going
right.
to do a simple lunge walk, going forward, going back.
Okay. That's
Get the
doable.
quads work.
That happened. Okay, this is working the quads here. Okay.
Quads and hip flexors. You can go 5 or 10 each leg, up to y'all.
Okay.
So that should be like 1, 2, count that as 1. We do 5 of these.
Oh, that's just one. What are we doing with our hands?
You can put your hands on your knees, but not all the way on your knees where you're going down like that.
Okay.
It's just pretty much keep your hands up here, keep your hands to the side. I see some ladies put their hands on their hips.
Okay.
Give them a little confidence
That's
look.
easy.
I think I like that. The prayer pose, because I could use it. So
Yeah, some people want to pray to God. They're like,
Yes.
Lord, hope this is over soon.
Yeah, let's make it through.
that's
Lord,
my
help
bad.
me.
Come on, Lord. Please, Lord.
Let's make it happen.
Well, let's see.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep going, but we're going to take a quick break.
There we go.
Keep praying, Jen.
I'm praying.
Keep on praying.
You
It's
guys will
almost
be
done.
back after this.
Got the feeling. Come back to me.
I want to thank Pastor Keion Henderson and Nick for coming in. Okay, so how often do we need to do those, the planks, the squats, and the lunges to see some results?
So I would say, like, if you're really at the house just chilling all day, you know, you're not really a gym goer yet, I would say set a timer on your phone for like every 2-3 hours and get you like 10 lunges in.
Okay.
Get you like a 1 minute of a plank in every 2-3 hours.
That's
You do that
good.
consistently at least, let's say like 3 days a week for like a month, right? You literally start seeing the result. If you're trying to lose weight, you see you drop some pounds. You're trying to get some tonnage, you're gonna see a little tonnage in the core, in the quads, in the glutes. You're gonna see
Oh.
something.
Okay, all right, Jen. We're going to see some tonnage in about a month.
I'm coming to your house. You coming to mine.
Okay.
We gonna get this going. Teamwork makes the dream work.
There we
right?
go.
That's
There we
it.
go.
That's
Okay.
it, baby. That's it.
Thank you all for being part of the team watching Chat with Chelsea. Follow us at Chelsea Show Fox on social media. In the meantime, we'll see you in the next Chat with Chelsea. Get those squats in.